we begin, smash that subscribe button, like, and share this video, because today we're not just telling a story, we're questioning the future of our continent. Hello, beautiful people of Africa and beyond. This is See Africa TV, where Africa sees itself through African eyes. Today, we ask a tough but important question. Is Africa's future being funded or purchased? June 2025, Addis Ababa. Bill Gates, the billionaire philanthropist, announces a stunning commitment, over $200 billion to be spent in Africa over the next 20 years. He says the money will go to countries that prioritize health and well-being. The focus, maternal health, child nutrition, primary health care, and a new buzzword, artificial intelligence in African medicine.
I made a commitment recently for all my resources to go to the Gates Foundation, and I'll say publicly for the first time tomorrow, in the great opportunity I have to give a speech in the Nelson Mandela Hall here, I'll say that the majority of those resources will be focused on helping with the challenges in Africa. Challenging time. A lot of the rich countries, including my country, the United States, are cutting back on their aid budgets at the same time as the interest payments are a challenge. I'll do my best to make sure that those cuts are minimized, that we can get those resources back, and to partner with you to make sure that whatever resources we have, we use innovation to make sure that we can have the most impact possible.
It sounds noble, but scratch the surface, and deeper questions emerge. Is this generosity or strategy? Is it help or is it control through donation? For centuries, Africa has seen this pattern. A powerful outsider offers solutions. Conditions are attached. Local voices get softer. Dependency grows. The moment someone funds your hospitals, your vaccines, your policies, that someone influences your decisions, that's power.
Mr. Gates, Dead Aid, book by Tambisa Moyo, illustrates that giving more aid in Africa over the course of the years did not elevate poverty. Instead, it kept the economy crippled, with governments asking for more aid. This flow made a cycle of aid giving, which resulted in nothing productive, and it has not been used to solve the immediate, nothing except solving the immediate problems, and the money is not being used to make businesses sustainable in Africa. What is the Foundation's view in this regard?
So there's obviously a question about whether aid in Africa has had negative consequences. There's been new analysis about that.
Well, it depends on your value system. Over the last 20 years, the number of children who die in Africa every year has been cut in half. And is that good or not good? It's largely due to vaccines and the aid programs that have been there in Africa. I think that that book actually did damage generosity of rich world countries. People have excused various cutbacks because of it.
You read the book, obviously. Did you?
Actually, yes.
Did you find anything? Did you find anything in it of use?
I found that she didn't know much about aid and what aid was doing, and she is an aid critic. There's not many because it's moralistically a tough position to take, given what aid has been able to do. But if you look objectively at what aid has been able to do, you would never accuse it of creating dependency. Having children not die is not creating a dependency. Having children not be so sick they can't go to school, not having enough nutrition so their brains don't develop, that is not a dependency. That's an evil thing. And books like that they're promoting evil.
Aid plays a unique role, and anybody who says aid versus something else, that's a silly discussion. It troubles me that people are trying to deny some of these impacts. If you believe that babies shouldn't be infected with HIV, and aid is helping you with that, that's not going to get organized except
by aid that brings those scientific resources.
Are you willing to use your considerable influence to possibly seek audience with President Trump?
I'll make a strong case that the U.S. should stay involved in Gavi, that it should be a leader on helping with polio eradication. I'll be as loud as I can be.
Even just a regular internet checkup shows a lot of websites that fact-check misinformation, disinformation, sometimes have to do that regarding articles that speak about you.
The internet allows 8 billion people to say whatever they want. There was stuff about vaccines being used to track people's location, which, you have to laugh about that. How would that work? And B, why would anybody care? I mostly think about that in terms of people seeking good health care.
Let's be honest. Who controls this $200 billion? Not the African Union, not your Ministry of Health. The Gates Foundation sets the rules. It funds countries it approves of. It selects sectors it deems worthy. There's no African vote, no Pan-African Parliament oversight. In the words of Gates himself, this money is for governments that prioritize well-being. But who defines well-being? Who sets the benchmarks? Gates praises Rwanda for using AI-powered ultrasound to detect high-risk pregnancies. It's futuristic, impressive. But is it realistic for most of Africa? With broken clinics, no electricity, underpaid nurses, and shortages of basic drugs, is AI what we really need right now?
Do you think Africa is ready for AI right now?
I'm impressed at the energy already going into it, and we want to facilitate that. In some cases, Africa can be very much on the forefront.
This is called tech solutionism, where we chase high-tech dreams while ignoring the low-tech realities. Here's what Africans consistently say they want: electricity, jobs, affordable food, functional education, clean water. But Gates's focus is not industrialization, agriculture reform, or youth employment. It's primary healthcare and AI systems, sectors where the Gates Foundation already holds influence. Are we building resilience or a future where we can't function without foreign donations? Africa has its own billionaires, its own innovators. Where are their $200 billion pledges? Why is Bill Gates commanding the African Union floor, while African changemakers get little airtime? If Africa's destiny must be funded, let it be funded by Africans who live with the consequences. We need working hospitals, not talking points. I've never seen AI in my clinic, just empty drug cabinets. Let them build data centers, but also fix our roads. Don't give us fish, give us the damn fishing rod. The true heroes of African health are not algorithms. They are underpaid, overworked, and still showing up every day. Let's not forget, this pledge follows major cuts in foreign aid from Western governments. So now, one man steps in with one foundation, holding the keys to $200 billion. But what if the foundation changes course in 10 years? What if African governments have already structured their systems around Gates' money? This is the danger. Africa could build castles on borrowed sand. Now it's your turn. Should African development be led by foreign billionaires or by Africans themselves? Comment below, share this video, tag your leaders, ask the hard questions, demand transparency, and don't forget, subscribe to See Africa TV, where Africa speaks, sees, and shapes its own future. Disclaimer: this video is a critical opinion piece based on publicly available information and independent analysis. It is not intended to defame any person or organization. See Africa TV encourages open dialogue and fact-based engagement on all development issues. Until next time, keep seeing Africa clearly. Only on See Africa TV.